Hello everyone, welcome back to Kitchen of Flavors. Today I am going to show you guys how to make bread rolls. The ingredients are very simple. All you need is 3 cups of flour, 6 tablespoons of butter, 9 tablespoons of sugar. I'm using a handful of raisins, but you can use more or less depending on what you want. I have 1 egg here. I have half teaspoon of salt, 2 packets of dry instant yeast, and 2 tablespoons of fennel seeds. Also, I have a cup of water over here. It's cold. If you wish, you can use milk. So we're going to start by heating out the butter. So let's go. So as you can see, the butter is melting already. We're just going to let it fully melt, but we're not going to heat it up too much because we don't want it to burn. So my butter is fully melted. I'm going to take it off the heat and go to the next step. So the butter is melted fully. We're going to put the ingredients inside before it gets cold. So I'm going to put in the salt, the sugar, and the water. And I'm going to stir it till the sugar gets dissolved. Make sure you do it gently. So everything is dissolved. Now I'm going to add my egg inside. And I'm going to stir it again before I move to the next step. Make sure you stir everything properly so it gets mixed up. We don't want anything to stay unmixed. We need it dissolved fully. So now I am going to add my yeast inside. Going to add both the packets inside it. And I'm going to just mix it in a bit. So it's mixed. Now I'm going to cover it and let it sit for 1 minute so that the yeast can get activated. So while I've let the yeast sit aside so it can activate, I'm going to add in my fennel seeds to the flour and my raisins, because once that yeast has activated, we'll transfer the mixture into this bowl. So we're going to just mix it up. Make sure you give it a proper mix so that everything is spread out evenly. Again, you can use as much amount of this fennel seeds and raisins as you want. If you want, you can make them plain without them. It's up to you. It's your choice. Feel free to use whatever ingredients you want. You can see everything is mixed up well. So as you see, the yeast has activated. I'm just going to give it a quick stir so that it dissolves properly. And now what I'm going to do is pour in this mixture to the flour. We're going to pour all of it in like that. And now I'm going to start mixing it. We're going to stir it till it makes a dough. So this is how the dough should be. It's actually supposed to be sticky and not firm, because the sticky it is, the better it is to use. You can see the raisins are showing there, some fennel seeds, and everything looks so nice. If you feel like your dough is too sticky and it's hard to form the dough, before you let it sit, add a bit of flour on top. Sometimes you might put a bit more water than you're supposed to, so it does make the flour sticky, but make sure not to make it too firm. It should be like this. So what we're going to do is form a dough and then let it sit for 1 hour. So this is how the dough is. As you can see, it's formed in really well. It's a bit sticky, it's not too firm. So I'm going to cover it and let it sit for 1 hour so it can rise. The dough has risen up, so now we are going to deflate it just like that. Make sure you deflate it completely because we are going to let it sit again so it can rise. This is how it is deflated again. We are going to let it rise again for half an hour before we go to the next step. So I'm going to cover mine and let it sit. So the dough has risen up again. We are going to deflate it once more. And now we're not going to let it rise again or anything. We're just going to directly make the bread rolls. So I've deflated it. Now I'm going to place it on the table. But before that, make sure you sprinkle some flour so it doesn't catch. I'm going to place it here and just knead it once. So once we do that, we're going to take small parts from the dough and roll them straight like a rope. So this is the size that we're going to make. Now what we're going to do is turn it like this and then take this part and put it through the circle, the hole, and do it this. So this is how we're going to do it. And once you've done it, make sure you put it on a greased baking tray. You can use a parchment paper if you want to, but I'm going to just use it like that, greased. So we're going to repeat the same procedure with the rest of the dough. So these are the bread rolls. As you can see, I have already made them and laid them on the parchment paper. Now I am going to let them rise for 1 hour, and we're not going to bake them before that. Make sure you leave it for full 1 hour, not that you see them rising and then you bake them. You have to make sure that they stay for full 1 hour. And also, if you want to make a small amount of bread rolls, you can use half the measurements of the ingredients, or if you want to make more, you can add up a bit more, like you can use double the measurements or however you wish. So we're going to let them rise up and bake them later. So I let the bread rolls rise for 1 hour and they've risen up. So now we're going to bake them in the oven for 15 minutes at 180 degrees. And you're going to keep on checking on them so they don't burn up. And before putting them in, you're going to press some egg white on them. You can use egg white or oil, whichever you wish. So I'm going to put in the oven. So my bread rolls are now ready. This is how I bake them. As you see, they are not too dark. So we're going to see how they look from inside. This is how they're supposed to be. You can see the fennel seed, there are raisins inside. You can have this in the morning for breakfast or in the evening with your tea. And what you can do is, if you have some maple syrup or you have jam and butter, you can put it on it and use. You can also dunk it in chocolate and use it, eat it and enjoy it with your friends and family. You can also use it as a side dish when you're making something fried and you need something extra. So I hope you guys try this recipe and enjoy it. If you do, please give this video a huge thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel if you aren't already, and let us know in the comments how yours turned out. Thank you.